First Coast High School teacher behind bars tonight. Christine Denard, accused of having an inappropriate sexual relationship with a former student. A concerned parent reached out to News 4 Jax after receiving a note from the school.
Yeah, Denard is First Coast High School's music instructor, and officers arrested her at the school today. News 4 Jax reporter Vic Micolucci is in the newsroom with breaking details on this. Vic?
Kent, we're just getting new details to our news desk. That 13-year-old teacher was arrested today after detectives investigated a report of inappropriate sexual contact with a student. Police have not gone into many more details. Want to show you a picture here. This is a photo of Christine Denard. She was booked into the jail and charged with 5 counts of unlawful sexual activity with a minor. According to a news release from the school, Denard began teaching at the school in August of 2015, and First Coast High School is the only place of employment within the district. She is a choir teacher there. Duval County Superintendent Dr. Diana Green sent this statement saying, "We have nearly 7,000 teachers in this district that go above and beyond the call of duty to help students achieve. It is deeply disappointing when any individual's actions cast a shadow over the outstanding work of so many. However, we will always fully cooperate with law enforcement and other agencies to ensure that adults alleged to harm children are brought to justice."
The defendant was out on bond here in Harris County, charged with online solicitation of a minor involving a 15-year-old boy when she was arrested a few months later in Montgomery County. 40-year-old Leticia Lowry will spend the next 20 years behind bars. The Montgomery County District Attorney's Office says Lowry was sentenced this week as part of a plea deal where she pled guilty to sexual assault of a child and sexual performance by a child.
It prevented the children involved that she victimized and sexually assaulted from having to testify, and I think that's a win all day.
Laura Bond is a prosecutor on the case.
She manipulated a child for her own sexual benefit.
Court records say the former teacher and tutor had sex with a 14-year-old boy in her home last November. Separately, she was also accused of telling a 13-year-old girl to perform a sex act on the boy while she watched.
I think oftentimes when people hear about offenses that are committed by a female against a male child, people tend to minimize it. But the effect on the child is still the same.
The prosecutor says Lowry met the 2 victims through personal relationships and was out on bond in Harris County when she was arrested.
I was pleased with her taking responsibility for her actions. Her taking responsibility and pleading to 20 years in prison is a statement on the fact that she knew what Montgomery County and the community and the jurors would have sentenced her to.
Judge sentences a former high school teacher to 4 years in prison for having sex with a student. Madeline Arnett was charged last year when she was a social studies teacher at Franklin High School. Investigators say one of her students approached her about improving his grade, and then she later reached out to him on social media and had sexual conversations with him. After sending him nude pictures and videos of herself, investigators say she picked the student up and they had sex in a car. School officials learned of the incident and contacted police.
30, a Volusia County middle school teacher is facing charges after deputies say she had a secret relationship with a 14-year-old student. Now, this is the mugshot for Stephanie Peterson. Yesterday, deputies say the teen told his parents about his relationship, which started back in November. And as News 6 reporter Lauren Korn found out, Peterson would even make visits to the teen's home.
The school district says the woman was a science teacher for the last 1.5 years before resigning on Monday after deputies say she had an improper relationship with a student.
Apparently, this had been an ongoing relationship between the young man and the teacher.
Deputies say 26-year-old Stephanie Peterson, once a teacher at New Smyrna Beach Middle School, is now facing charges, accused of having sex with a 14-year-old boy and sending nude pictures.
The young man was a student of hers last year, and this year was her teacher's aide.
Sheriff Mike Chitwood says the sexual relationship started in November outside of campus, where Peterson picked up the 8th grader from home and dropped him off late at night until the boy told his parents.
They confronted the teacher about breaking off the relationship, and we believe that sometime in January they either resumed or continued the relationship, and at that point in time the family came to the police.
Good afternoon, Stingray families.
The school sent a message to parents Wednesday afternoon about Peterson's arrest.
As with all employees, a background check was conducted and there were no prior convictions.
Also to speak with their children and to call the sheriff's office if they have any concerns.
It's inexcusable.
Parents are outraged.
It's completely wrong. It's disgusting.
don't understand it.
We send our children to school, and in my case, it's my grandchildren, and thinking they're going to be safe and away from that kind of stuff.
Peterson is also accused of buying the 8th grader marijuana and bowls for smoking it. His grades suffering after their relationship started.
The young man is a victim. Again, a person in a power of trust that we put there as parents and grandparents, and violates that trust.
In New Smyrna Beach, Lauren Korn, News 6.
A former teacher in Port St. Lucie has been sentenced to 5 years in prison for having sex with a 17-year-old student. TC Palm reports Tiffany Gallega was sentenced. She pleaded no contest earlier this year. The former chemistry teacher was tutoring the student. He told authorities he had sex with her twice before she was arrested.
A Burlington County teacher has just been arrested for having sex with one of her students. 30-year-old Alexandra Reiner of East Hampton was charged tonight with second-degree sexual assault and endangering the welfare of a child. Alexandra was a special education teacher at Rancocas Valley Regional High School. Prosecutors say the illegal contact happened in December in Mount Holly and Lumberton.
Of sexually molesting a 12-year-old boy, her student. Our Serena Fazan joins us now from the courthouse with the very latest developments on this case. Serena?
And Brendan, you know, this trial is going fairly quickly. It actually recessed for the evening after a detective took the stand. But the biggest bombshell really this morning when Ethel Anderson, that teacher, turned down a deal. Now she could face 135 years behind bars if she's found guilty. 30-year-old Ethel Anderson received a quick kiss on the cheek from her father, her only supporter in court. Early this morning, the former Mango Elementary School teacher turned down a deal of 15 years behind bars, followed by 15 years of probation, instead taking her chances with the jury on 9 felony counts of molesting a 12-year-old boy.
Do each of you solemnly swear or affirm that you will...
The panel of 6, 3 men and 3 women, will now hear the evidence against her. Despite offering a deal, prosecutors say they have a strong case, including explicit text messages they plan on introducing. In her opening statements, Rita Peters revealed some of the racy remarks.
Forget 16. If you were in this bed with me, we would be making love right now.
Peters painted a picture of a woman who went after a little boy. Prosecutors say Anderson first met the victim years ago when she taught him in the 1st grade. She then went on to teach him in the 5th grade. She then brought those lessons home, privately tutoring him in her Riverview house she shared with her husband and child. Behind closed doors, prosecutors say she professed her love.
My heart is seriously pounding right now thinking about you. I don't want my husband, I want you.
But Anderson's attorney, Will Knight, painted another picture, questioning the timing of these allegations.
Yes, we anticipate that you're going to hear that it was when he was told something about his academic future that he didn't like.
And we are expecting a huge day in court tomorrow. Prosecutors are expected to present secretly recorded confession taken by the victim's mother at the urging of the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. Also, the victim is expected to take the stand. And what a day to spend in court. Tomorrow is his 14th birthday.